Don't Tell Fibs by billybeth. If you would like to try this puzzle for yourself, it will be the first link in the description. Let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We're going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every box. Adjacent numbers on a green line must differ by at least 5. So if that's a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9 to be at least 5 away from it. The grey line is a Fibonacci Palindrome, which must read the same in both directions. So that means that this digit has to be that digit, and this digit has to be that digit, and so on. And where every adjacent number on the line must be strictly adjacent on the Fibonacci sequence. So the Fibonacci sequence is where you start with 0 and 1, and then to get the next member of the sequence, you add the previous two members together. So 0 plus 1 is 1, so the next number on the sequence is 1. Then you have 1 and 1 added together get 2, and so on. Okay. I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. So let us put the digits on the Fibonacci sequence up here, because we're less familiar with those than the German whispers. So 0 and 1 was where we start. So we get 1 and 0 plus 1 is 1. And then we get 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then 5 plus 8 is 13, but that's not a valid Sudoku. In fact, we can eliminate the 1 because that's also not a valid Sudoku digit. Sorry, not the 1, the 0. So here's the sequence of numbers that we have. Now, why have I left both 1s in? And the reason for that is that it occurs to me that it is conceivable that we could put two 1s in a row where they don't see each other. Because they're consecutive, they are strictly adjacent on the Fibonacci series, but they're the same digit. So here and here, for example, I don't know if that's going to be possible in the puzzle, but I at least want to be open to the possibility. Next thing I want to do is find the center of this line. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's 11 each side of a central digit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Central digit there. I am going to mark that with a black circle. You can put circles and crosses and also do some line drawing if you have the pen tool enabled. To do that, go to the settings, which is the little cog-like icon. That will give you a menu, and right at the top, enable pen tool. Okay, so that's the center. So these two digits must be the same, and these two, and these two, and so on. Okay. I think, well, I'm going to remove this because I know the Fibonacci sequence reasonably well, so I shouldn't have any difficulty with that. Let us now start with, or continue with, some secrets of German whisper lines. The first one is that you cannot put 5 on a line. If I try putting a 5 here, this digit would have to be 0 or less or 10 or more in order to be 5 away from it. So I can't do that. Once we have that property, then we are dividing the digits into digits above 5 and digits below 5. And we're going to alternate between those two groups, because if, for example, I made these 1, 2, 3, and 4, so they're both the same side of 5, then the maximum difference between these two digits would be 3, but I'm required to have a minimum of 5. So, first of all, I can place a 5 in one of those. Next, right, so 4 and 6 can be difficult to place on a German whisper because they only have one digit that is at least 5 away from them. If I placed a 4 there, for example, I would have to place a 9 there. That's the only digit that can be 5 away from 4, but I would also have to place a 9 there, but they see each other in the box. So I can't do that. There are places where I could have a 4, for example here, because the 9 there and a 9 there do not see each other on the in the same Sudoku box or column or row. Okay. So, yes, something has just occurred to me. And that is that the digits we have for the Fibonacci sequence are 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. And that's 5 different digits. And this box has 5 different digits on it. Therefore, that must go 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 in one direction or the other. Now, if this were an 8, then both of those would have to be 5. So that cannot be 8. Therefore, that must be a 1. We go 2, 3, 5, 8 that way. This 1 is either next to a 1 or a 2, but it can't be next to a 2 because of that. So we go, because of they're in the same row. So that must be another 1. And so that's, as I suspected, that was where we were going to have the requirement. So 8 has to go next to 5. It's the only valid Sudoku digit. That has to go next to 3. That has to go next to 2. And so now we can start filling in from the other direction. 2, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. Okay. This digit next to a 1 on the Fibonacci sequence is either 1 or 2, but it can't be a 2. So that's a 1. This has to be a 1 or a 2 because it has to be next to a 1. But it can't be a 1 in the same box. So that's a 2 and that's a 2. And then this must be a 3 because that's the only Fibonacci digit left available in the row. Okay, that's a really nice start. And I think we can do some Sudoku. We have 4 1s looking at this box. And so that means that that must be a 1. And so this must be a low digit. And that must be, it can't be a 3. It can't be a 4 because I can't put 9s to it, next to it. So that must be a 2. This also can't be a 4. So that must be a 3. 3 has to go next to 8 and 9. 7 is too close to 3. That gives me an 8-9 pair. I can't put a 6 there, the other high digit. Yeah, that has to be 6 or 7 because I need a high digit, but it can't be 6 because a 6 can't go next to a 2. So that's a 7. Okay, we also have 4 looking into this box. That is a 4. That has to be a low digit, can't be a 2 by Sudoku, can't be a 4 by the 2 9s problem. So that must be a 3. This must be a low digit. And that can be a 4 because both of those could be 9s. So that is 2 or 4. I don't think we know which just yet. Actually, well, we do. Because by Sudoku, 2 can't go here, and it can't go here. Therefore, 2 must be in one of these two cells. But it can't go here because this needs to be a high digit. So that must be where the 2 goes. Okay. And now 3 has to go next to 8 and 9. This has to be a 7 because I need a high digit, and 6 can't go there because of the 2. And so this is a high digit that is not 8, and it can't be a 6 either. So that is 7 or 9. This is really nice, and I'm enjoying it. This 5 tells me that that's not a 5. That tells me that that's not a 5, so that is a 5 there. And now we need a 4-6 pair to complete the box. These are 4, 5, and 6, and that one is not a 5 because of this 5. Okay. Let's see. I can place a 1 in the central box, and that's all of my 1s done. 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be a 2 that I can place up here. That's where that goes. 3s, I can place a 3 here. I can place a 3 here, it looks like, yes. On this German Whisper, that means that this must be low, that must be a 4, therefore, and that must be where the 9 goes. I can remove 4 from there. Okay. This sees 1, 2, 3, and 4, so it must be a high digit. Therefore, this is a low digit, but it sees 1, 2, and 3. So that must be a 4. That makes that 9 and that 9, which resolves the 7, 9 option there. These 3 digits are 4, 6, and 9. And that becomes a 4, 6 pair in the column. There's a 9. Okay. We have a 4, 6 pair in this column. Okay, these digits are 6, 7, 8. And this one is not a 6. And 9 in this column can't go there because of the 8, 9. So that is a 9. 8 can't go there, so that's where the 8 goes, and so 7 goes up here. Let's tidy that up. This pair of digits is 4, 9. I don't think I know the order for those just yet. Okay. These 2 digits are 7 and 8. This 7 tells me the order. That's 8, that is 7. These 2 digits are 6 and 7. This 7 tells me the order. And these 2 digits are 5 and 8. And this 5 tells me which way round they go. These 2 digits are 6 and 7. This 7 tells me which way round they go. This is very nice. This 8 is resolving that 8, 9 pair. This 5, that 5 means that that is not a 5. So that is, this must be 4 or 6 by the column. Okay. These two digits are 6 and 7. And yes, by the column, but that makes this 4, which makes this 6, which looks back and makes that 7 and that 6. But we can resolve a bunch of 4s and 6s now. This is now 8 or 9 by the row. That 4 is looking up and resolving the 6 and the 4 here. And that is 8 or 9 by the box and the row. That 8 is looking down here. That's 9. That's 8. 9 and 8. We get the 4 and 9 resolved. We get the 6 and the 7 resolved. This digit is a 4. These two are 5 and 6. And curiously, I do not know the order for those yet. These two digits are 6 and 8, which I do know the order of. That does resolve the 5 and 6. And then we need a 4 and a 5, which go in that order. And we have solved the puzzle. That was really fun, and I liked thinking about the Fibonacci restriction for the palindrome. The break-in here where we knew that it had to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 in some order, and only one of those didn't break, as long as we remembered that 1 and 1 are adjacent digits on the Fibonacci sequence. So, really nice puzzle. Thank you, billybeth, for making it. If you enjoyed this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.